Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to MX24. In the next few minutes, we'll bring you updates of the day's top stories. My name is Adwoa Tenkoramaa. Please stay tuned. Thank you for joining us. Now, the High Court has directed leadership of the National Labour Commission, the NLC, and the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, to resolve their differences out of court. The presiding judge at the Labour Court 1 Division of the High Court, Justice Frank Roxanne Abuaji, gave both parties up to Thursday, February 10, 2022, to report back on the progress of the out-of-court settlement, after which the NLC will be allowed to move its motion if a consensus is not reached. The NLC dragged UTAG to court for defying its orders to call off its industrial action and return to work. Our man Joshua Kofi was in court and joins us with updates. Good morning, Joshua, and thank you for joining us. We'll try and re-establish connection with Joshua. But moving on, government has pledged to protect the public purse and clog revenue leakages from the yet-to-be-approved electronic transactions levy. Speaking during government's second town hall meeting at Secondary Takrady on the proposed levy, the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta reiterated that the e-levy will help Ghanaians hold the political elite accountable.
Our best to restrain leakages. I know you've talked about the issue of the Auditor General, and truly when you look at that, that includes all sorts of obligations from the previous government, but also 10 billion of it is really collections and loans that are being taken care of. So it's not money lost, as you would say, but certainly in all areas that we are reminded, we will be reminded to ensure that we use this money well, and the issue of protecting the public purse becomes paramount to us. You know, the other beauty of the e-levy tax is that it makes all of us responsible for protecting the public purse, and that is important because once you pay taxes, you have the moral authority to be able to require, certain performances from the political elite, and that is what we should be doing.
Let's now go to the phone lines and speak with Joshua Kofi. He was in court for us today, where the court has directed the NLC to settle its issues with UTAG out of court. Joshua, good morning. Thank you for your time here on the news.
Good morning, Adja.
Now, you're welcome. Were members of both parties present in court today?
Okay, so today at the Labour Court of the Accra High Court was the case between the National Labour Commission and then the leadership of the University Teachers Association of Ghana. So the case was that the NLC was bringing the court to impose an interlocutory injunction on the ongoing strike. So the case was presided over by Justice Frank Roxanne Abuaji, and then the counsel for NLC was represented by Eva Anige, and then the counsel for UTAG was also represented by lawyer Kwesi Kelly de la Tasse. So when the case was called in court, the judge asked that both parties, or the counsel for both parties, see him in chambers. So when they came back from the chambers, they did not really deliberate further on the case. Then we all headed out of the courtroom. So it was outside that the lawyer for UTAG addressed the media, and he told us that the judge suggested, or he encouraged both parties to go and settle a case or a matter outside court. So UTAG was also saying that they cannot be compelled to take any decision. So what they would do is they would meet with the national executive of UTAG, and then whatever their decision would be, they will meet with the NLC, and they will later report back to the court on the 10th of February. So that was what transpired in court today.
But did the NLC speak on the matter as well? Did you see any member of the NLC make a comment?
Oh, well, when we headed out of the court, we did not see any member of the NLC or either the lead counsel for the NLC speaking on the matter, so they decided not to talk at all. So it was UTAG, the Council for UTAG, that spoke to the media. So they saw that whatever was transpired after their meeting with the National Executive, they will meet with NLC and they will head back to court on the 10th of February.
Very well. Thank you very much, Joshua Kofite. He's our correspondent in court. But moving on, the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana has warned that the implementation of the revised value-added tax VAT flat rate by the Ghana Revenue Authority could lead to an arbitrary hike in the prices of goods and services in the country. The association also raised issues with the introduction of the VAT flat rate without the proper public education and engagement with stakeholders. The executive secretary of the association, Samson Awingobet, says this can lead to confusion within the business community in the country.
If you look at the system of calculation, it's increasing the price of the commodity. And if you see the amount that government will pay as input tax back to the business owner, as compared to the difference that will still remain in the tax component, is huge. 8 to 12% is huge. He can't absorb it. They will have to pass it on to the final consumer. And I'm saying that if GRN knows very well that with this new trend, many of the business community will go to the standardization. But these people have already engaged their suppliers, factored at home. In Ghana, if I buy goods from you and I clear the goods at the port, I pay an input tax of 12.5% and other taxes, fees and collection. When I'm going to sell my goods to buyer, I do 3% and give to government. Now, suddenly overnight, you are moving me from the 3% to 90.2%. Yes, we admit that there will be some component of claim, but the difference will be between 8 to 12. Government is not going to pay that to the business owner. So the business owner will not absorb that percentage. The business owner will have to pass it on to the final consumer, which we are alerting Ghanaian public that come what may this month, we shall see price differentials between 8 to 12% increment.
Away from that, some selected roads in the capital have been blocked to vehicular traffic today to enable heads of ECOWAS hold an emergency meeting at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel. The affected roads include the Jubilee Lounge at the Kotoka International Airport to the Liberation Road at Opebia, among others. The summit will, among other things, discuss recent coup d'etats in the sub-region, like those in Burkina Faso and Guinea-Bissau. The ECOWAS chair, who is also president of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, has been speaking.
Which will focus on the emerging threats in our region that stem from the military interference in Mali and its contagious influence in Guinea and Burkina Faso. Fortunately, the attempt 2 days ago to overthrow the democratically elected government of President Umaru Sissoco Embalo of Guinea-Bissau by a military coup failed, and the would-be putschists are being rounded up as we meet. I speak for all of us when I applaud President Embalo for sustaining the validity of the democratic institutions of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau. Your presence here is a strong indication of your willingness to find a sustainable solution to the resurgence of the canker in our region. Let us address this dangerous trend collectively and decisively before it devastates the whole region. Excellencies, the resurgence of coup d'etats in our region is a matter of grave concern. This evolution challenges the democratic way of life we have chosen. We need to stand firm to protect democracy and freedom in our region.
Moving on, the Tema Regional Police Command has launched a full-scale investigation into the killing of a 77-year-old man at Mucho near Pram in the Greater Accra region. The body of the deceased, Daniel Akwete Awule, was found in his bedroom on Wednesday with gunshot wounds to his chest and thigh. The Tema Regional Police, in a statement, said it has deposited the body of the deceased at the Tema General Hospital morgue for autopsy and preservation. Some residents in the area have been speaking to our Tema Regional Content Manager, Carlos Caloni.
Our senior brother, and who is a family head in Nyocho here and also Pram Lakble. The people break his door, the security door, and went inside through his room and shoot him to death. 219. His chest, stomach, then left and right of his nose, then everywhere. They didn't pick even pin from the pin from his room. So it's a contact killing. Because today we were having some case at Accra, and today is the ruling. So this is how they were doing always.
Epeka gugula mami otu o wale wo pia wehi abagbe wo cheka ke mumu nga mane nke hu je pa pena gbare bagbedo koto ma wona nga wo patinga mane no ni ngana ya wonu sisika nu meke wo kaka ngmi ai ope save kra an wo gbengu wa mami nu ope save ni wangala ka government onenge no eteshi nekika ma no ne ka wo ye mana ye wo community ha no se ya bohu pa ye suru esan say ye ni ahoban bobia wo de ukru da ho ade e be chi no na ukru wawu.
2016 my uncle was killed, and until now we've not heard anything about the case.
Let's stay with the police because a 29-year-old police officer, Constable Comfort Fabrice, stationed at Gomwa Dominasi in the Central Region, has lost her life after she was hit by a speeding Toyota vehicle. The vehicle with registration number GS474620 sped past a checkpoint late Wednesday night. Leadership of the police, led by COP Nathan Kofi-Boakye, visited the family house of the deceased to commiserate with them. Speaking on behalf of the team, he noted that his men will ensure that the culprits are brought to book.
Na Bible say bibia mu no yemfa asida emanyame nti yeso yedi asida emanyame but the twaso no say it says owu wo adwuma no mu nti police for be fa hu bibia aye hu bibia se ne fata se ne se na dia be hu aso ko ka kire epanyini no so adwin bi ewu mu aso ye obaye nti I'm saying, Dana, it be Bibiana, Madame Isabeka, now Misaka, or the my police for the Inspector General of Police. Then you now be directly, that's the end of Gigian, the Ben of Colombo, Yaba, they have a penny about no problem.
COP Nathan Kofi-Boakye wrapping up today's news updates. For more news, log on to MX24online.com. My name is Adwoa Tenkoramaa. Good afternoon.